Hey there, and welcome to this week's video blog, Your Energy Levels and Orexin, what it is and how to raise it. This video is for you if A, you're struggling with chronic fatigue and looking to repair your energy production system, B, your energy levels are okay, but could use some improvements. In other words, you're looking to optimize and feel your absolute best, or C, you're a health and wellness practitioner looking for additional tips and strategies to help your clients battle fatigue and optimize their energy levels. Whatever the case may be, I strongly feel that just about all of us could benefit from optimizing our energy levels. I'm Jennifer Ellis Schutz, and you're watching the Wellness Code Academy channel, where I chat about innovative and cutting-edge ways to support health and wellness, which includes all things functional health, as well as mindset, the mind-body connection, energy-based testing and healing modalities, limbic system impairment, neural rewiring, habit change, and personal development from both the layperson and practitioner perspective. Be sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below and hitting the bell next to it so that you don't miss a week's featured video. Okay, I presume that we can all agree that one's energy levels is likely one of the most precious commodities we have. Having optimal energy levels, alertness, and focus are essential ingredients for robust physical, mental, and emotional health, and thus creating an active, joyous, and purpose-driven life. Chronic low energy prevents us from being the best versions of ourselves. When we feel fatigued and foggy, we don't have the motivation to get off the couch. We can't think clearly or perform well. And thus, we can't be the parents, spouses, students, employees, business owners, lovers, athletes, friends, etc. that we are capable of being. Daily life tasks often become a struggle. I wonder if you can relate to any of this. As somebody that has navigated a severe case of chronic fatigue syndrome, I surely can. Sadly, however, chronic fatigue has become a worldwide epidemic for all age groups. Children are not spared. Furthermore, according to a study done by the National Safety Council, 76% of workers report feeling too tired at work, 53% report reduced productivity, and 44% report having reduced focus. The NSC says that chronic fatigue impacts most everyone to some degree and can lead to disaster all too often. Impairment of our energy production system most often begins as subtle whispers. These whispers eventually turn into screams if underlying dysfunction is not adequately identified and properly addressed. Some of the hallmark warning signs include frequent daytime fatigue, but tired and wired at night, brain fog and inability to focus, easily mentally fatigued after cognitive tasks such as reading and studying, prone to anxiety and depression, sugar and carb cravings, gut issues, post-exertional malaise, which is an energy crash after physical activity, chronic body aches and pains, sleep issues and waking up unrefreshed, and poor stress resilience and easily overwhelmed by life's demands. These symptoms typically appear on a spectrum from mild to severe. When it comes to chronic low energy, there are, of course, many causes and variables to consider, with adrenal and thyroid hormone issues being some of the most widely known about. But a big factor, which is not hardly known about nor addressed, is orexin. Orexin, also known as hypocretin, is a neuropeptide made in the hypothalamus of the brain with significant influence on several physiological processes. Additionally, it is likely one of the most important compounds when it comes to our energy, alertness, and focus, especially in the first part of the day. Orexin plays a critical role in modulating our sleep and wake cycle, our ability to exert ourselves physically and mentally, arousal and goal-oriented behavior, including sexual arousal, carbohydrate metabolism, glucose control, and insulin regulation, energy expenditure and metabolic rate, in other words, how well we convert ingested calories into usable energy, appetite and food intake. When orexin levels drop, we tend to crave sugar, carbs, and starches. No bueno. Activation of the prefrontal cortex of our brain, which is home to higher level thinking skills that allow us to be the best versions of ourselves. Autonomic nervous system function. The ANS is the master control center for all involuntary metabolic processes such as breathing, heart rate, digestion, stress response, sexual function, and more. And lastly, hormone regulation, including but not limited to insulin, which I already mentioned, glucagon, ACTH, which is an adrenal signaling hormone, growth hormone, and more. Basically, when orexin levels drop off, we feel fatigued, foggy, mentally and emotionally fragile, and very unmotivated. Under these circumstances, daily life is often a drudgery. So hopefully this helps you understand that orexin is a big deal when it comes to maintaining balance in our bodies and in our lives. Unfortunately, the only way to measure orexin levels at this time is to analyze cerebral spinal fluid obtained from a lumbar spinal puncture. This is rarely done for orexin levels and certainly not advisable in my opinion. Very invasive. The way I see it, considering the critical role that orexin plays in the body, suffering from chronic low energy is proof enough of low levels. And having an invasive medical lab test confirm low levels would not change the approach. Furthermore, no one supplement, medication, or intervention will cure or fix orexin levels. Correcting low orexin levels requires addressing the factors that cause it to fall in the first place and bringing the body back into a state of homeostasis. Okay, when it comes to supporting optimal orexin levels, here are some important physiological, lifestyle, and nutritional factors for you to look into and begin addressing. Number one, get rid of chronic inflammation. This is absolutely the starting point. When the body is inflamed, so is the brain. Chronic inflammation is a leading cause of orexin suppression. Chronic inflammation is often set in motion by gut dysbiosis, toxic overload, both chronic gut and intracellular infections, poor sleep quality, and ongoing psychological distress. Anything that you can do to reduce inflammation will support the production of healthy orexin levels. The tips and strategies that I'm about to share with you in this list is a great place to start. Next up, number two, move your body in nourishing ways daily. You can support optimal orexin levels with both rigorous workouts as well as gentle, consistent movement as often as possible throughout your day. Take the elevator instead of the stairs. Park far away from the building entrances and use the opportunity to walk. Take a gentle 2 to 3 minute stroll around your home or office and do some light stretching each hour of the day or as often as possible. Gentle movement between meals is especially important to help prevent blood sugar spikes from inhibiting orexin production. Number three, get at least 15 minutes, preferably up to 20 or 30, of morning sunlight within the first 30 to 60 minutes of waking each day. Light is a critical environmental cue that profoundly stimulates the production of many essential hormones and neurotransmitters, with orexin being at the top of that list. If natural sunlight is not available, then consider using a light box that emulates natural sunlight. Number four, get rid of excess body fat. High levels of body fat contribute to both chronic inflammation and leptin resistance. Both of these factors impair the brain's ability to produce orexin. Number five, be mindful of carbohydrate and fat intake. Meals too high in fat or carbs, especially refined ones, and not balanced with adequate levels of protein will cause orexin levels to nosedive. Too many carbs, which convert to glucose, block the production of orexin by telling the brain, there are plenty of energy molecules available, so no need to produce more. This is a big reason why people experience energy crashes or carb comas after consuming carb-heavy meals. A higher amount of healthy carbs in the evening, such as root vegetables, sweet potatoes, and winter squashes, are likely to support your ability to wind down and sleep better, but during the day, they definitely run the risk of blunting your energy. Number 6, eat ample amounts of clean, healthy protein at each meal. Amino acids from protein are needed to build and repair tissue and stimulate the production of essential enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, and neuropeptides such as orexin. Unlike carbs and fats, our bodies simply do not store protein, and therefore there is no reservoir of it to draw from when we run low. For sustained support of orexin production, we need a consistent intake of protein throughout the day. Adequate protein is also necessary to block glucose suppression of orexin, as I discussed in reason number 5. Okay, number 7, consume lactate-containing foods. Lactate is an essential chemical compound that supports orexin production and the brain's overall energy supply. Lactate also helps to prevent glucose surges from blocking orexin production. Some great sources of lactate include fermented foods such as kimchi and sauerkraut, kombucha, sourdough bread, fruit, exercise, think lactic acid production, lactobacilli probiotics, yogurt, kefir, and magnesium lactate supplements. Number 8, consume ample fiber and resistant starch. GLP-1, a hormone produced in the gut, increases orexin levels. Both resistant starch and plant-based prebiotic fibers are needed to support adequate production of GLP-1. Examples of resistant starch are bananas that are on the unripe side and cooked and cooled white rice, white potatoes, and sweet potatoes. Vegetables that are particularly high in prebiotic fibers include asparagus, Brussels sprouts, onion, garlic, and artichokes. The caveat, however, to this would be that if you have gut issues that does not allow you to eat the kinds of foods that you need to, which SIBO is one of these scenarios, then it's going to be an issue. In this case, then you need to begin by working on gut dysfunction, which would fall under the category of addressing inflammation. Number 9, balance your circadian rhythm. Our bodies orchestrate life-supporting physiological processes according to the rhythm of the sun and moon, the light and dark cycles. When this rhythm gets out of whack, we no longer get restorative sleep. Restorative sleep is the body's most potent antioxidant. Without this antioxidant, we succumb to reduced cellular function and inflammation, both of which will inhibit orexin production. And finally, number 10, take measures to make replenishing your physical, mental, and emotional energy and cultivating a connection with others a top priority. We are human beings, not human doings. Without passion, play, joy, and connectedness, our lives become bland and we become less stress resilient. Numerous studies in the field of psychoneuroimmunology show that chronic psychological stress and lack of pleasure increase inflammation and inhibit many critical health supporting functions, including the production of orexin. Okay, that's a wrap for today's video blog. I do hope you found value in it, as well as some ideas for practical action steps that you or your clients can begin taking to boost orexin and thus energy levels. Until next time, be well and be empowered.